Since Donald Trump became the next president of these United States, the markets, that's the stock market primarily, has reacted bigly. For the last 2 days, I love bigly. For the last 2 days, the Dow has set new records, closing above 19,000 for the first time in its 120-year history. People are dubbing this the Trump rally or the Trump effect or, heaven help us, the Trump bump. We don't have a catchy nickname for it on this program, but we did call up our resident Bloomberg markets maestro, Joe Weisenthal, for his take on the phenomenon.
Markets are surging to record highs, and there's reason to believe it's about Trump. If you look at the sector that's really leading the way, it's really all about the financials. Lots of banks up 20% since the election on expectations of faster growth and a regulatory rollback. Prior to the election, people thought that Trump was going to be bad for the market. They all predicted a sell-off. But since then, it's all been optimism over tax cuts, regulation, more fiscal spending, more growth, and people are just really ignoring all the negatives they thought about his campaign and his administration.
So you're the president-elect. You know, if you're the president-elect, you would rather have a surging stock market. You'd rather have a rallying stock market than a plummeting one. Right. So on one hand, this seems like good news for Donald Trump, whatever the cause of it is. On the other hand, if people are saying Wall Street's on fire because of you being president, that might be a little problem, conceivably, for the populist president who rode into the White House on the back of anxiety about Wall Street, the Fortune 500, financial elites, the global financial system. Do you think there are perils, potentially, for Trump if the stock market booms and he gets credit?
I think so. I mean, part of this has to do with this idea of the Trump candidacy as a change candidate, right? Or this election as a change election. And what we're seeing, at least in the beginning, are the elements of business as usual. So Wall Street's booming, Main Street flatlined. Wall Street's record profit, Main Street trying to figure out, just inching up in terms of their wages. And then you get, Trump in, 21 Club? Yeah. And the folks are standing up, cheering him, and he's going to say, we're going to reduce your taxes. And, you kind of ask yourself, is this really going to be changed, or is this just going to be some of the same old stuff just with some new dressing on top?
One of the most impressive things, I don't want to say impressive, I'll back up. One of the things that was eye-catching, at least, early on in Trump's campaign, when we interviewed him, we talked to him, he would say, I want to get rid of the loophole for carried interest. Right. That'll cost me money. It'll cost a lot of my friends money, but it's ridiculous that private equity and hedge fund guys are able to get away with to pay a lower rate on carried interest. To me, being a foe of the establishment across the board, not just Washington establishment, but the financial establishment, the business establishment, is a huge important part of what has made Trump appealing and helped him win this historic election, do this thing no one thought he could do. If he goes down the path of looking like he's pals with all these people who are, first, if he looks like a Washington politician, or if he looks like a Wall Street fat cat, starts looking more and more like that, the support underneath him is going to collapse real fast.
Yeah, in the spirit of Obama's corniness with regards to the turkeys, he's a faux.
A faux. That's pretty good.